everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place. Now, I did a Shadowhunters discussion video a few weeks ago and a lot of you had a lot of things to say about it. So today I am back with an episode 6 discussion, A Window into an Empty Room. Now before I start, I just have to say how much better this series has got since episodes 1 and 2. I was really worried that this was just going to go downhill, but it has got so much better. So let's get into the discussion. I got a lot of notes. So I basically wrote down a note every time something significant happened, or something I didn't like happened, or something I enjoyed, so it's going to be in order of the episode, guys. So it started with showing us a little bit more of Heidi. Now, if you haven't read the books, Heidi is pretty much based on Maureen. Now, Maureen was this teenage girl who was utterly obsessed with Simon. She was a groupie for his band before he turned into a vampire. And then she kind of followed him around, which is pretty much what Heidi's now doing. And I think the transition that they've done and the fact that they've made her a little bit older, it does take away the creepiness a bit, but she's pretty cool. So I love that they have included that storyline in there. It was quite a big storyline in the books, and the way that it was headed, it didn't look like they were going to talk about it, so well done for that. Let's talk about the bromance between Kyle and Simon. I just love these two so much. I just want more scenes with them. Simon is my favourite character, so any scene with him is kind of a favourite of mine. But they've cast Kyle perfectly. He is spot on what I imagined him to be like. And when the Maya implications were there, and I mean, if you've read the books, you will know the shock that's going to happen when Maya and Kyle meet, and I am ready for it. And when Simon said to Kyle, "Oh, I'll bring you back a doggy bag," and started laughing, my heart, they are just so adorable. Let's talk about Alec and Magnus. Now, Alec has been really insecure the past few episodes. So he found the memento box and really wasn't happy about it, and they've still been discussing it in this episode. And Alec says some things that if you've read the books, you will know what they're implying. And let me just tell you guys, if you haven't read the books, Malik have a very long road ahead of them, and I'm very excited to see how they do it. When they were arguing and Alec says, really sassily and sarcastically, "Oh, I should go and sow my oats." Well, I could not stop laughing. I need more of this sassy Alec in my life because he is fantastic. I feel like Alec was bringing all the sass in this episode, like when he was talking to Izzy and trying to find out what to do with Magnus, and asking for advice on downworlders, because obviously Izzy has dated a few, and Izzy said something along the lines of, "Oh, I only choose to be with downworlders because I know that I can get nothing serious from it." And Alec just turns to her and says, "Well, that's comforting." Just so sassy, and I'm just like, I love this Alec. So Maris has been Darooned. I did not expect this to happen. Well, obviously I did because I watched the previous episodes, but I mean, at the beginning of the series, if you told me that that was going to be in the storyline, I would have been really shocked because I wasn't expecting it at all. Maris wasn't even really in the books that much, but it looks like she's here for the long haul. And I do really like her. Her character development has been amazing. I really hated her at the beginning, but as the series and the episodes have gone on, she is just so lovely, and she's really vulnerable at the moment, and I love the way that they've done that. She just seems like a completely different woman. And one thing I did really love, which happened in last week's episode, but they were talking about it in this episode as well, was the fact that Clary told Luke about what happened at Lake Lynn. Now, in the books, Clary and Luke have this father-daughter relationship, and although it was showed early on, they haven't really showed it that much in the previous episodes, especially since Jocelyn died. Like, I really thought they would have honed in on that, but they haven't at all until this episode and last episode. And I think it's really beautiful. They have this perfect father-daughter relationship, exactly how I imagined it when I read the books. And you know, any scene with Luke is a bonus to me because he is perfect. Let's talk about that Lilith and Jace kiss. Did it weird anyone else out? I mean, it really creeped me out, like, a lot. I was watching it between my fingers like, can this just not? But I do love Lilith. She is pretty amazing. I'm getting kind of tired of Jace though. And can we just talk about the owl demon for a second? I think this storyline just irritates me because why the hell is it called an owl demon. It looks nothing like an owl. Like, I don't know if this is just me, but it has no resemblance to an owl. I do not know what kind of owls they have in New York, but they're not the kind of owls that I've seen. Now, the Charlie storyline, Charlie and Izzy getting together, I don't like it. I just think Simon and Izzy are going to be getting together soon, hopefully. So why are they introducing yet another relationship for Izzy? Like, we've already had Raphael, we've already had Meliorn. We just want her to be with Simon now, guys, so give us it. Whilst we're talking about Sizzy, they did give us a little bit of it at the end of this episode. And when Izzy kissed Simon on the cheek, I was just like, oh, just a little taste of what's to come in the coming weeks. And I am so ready for Sizzy. Even though I love Maya and they've made her far too likeable, like, we should be hating her by now. I'm hoping when the drama unravels between Kyle and Maya, that Sizzy will come into play. I have a question for you guys. Do you like Ollie? I just feel she is really, really pointless. So I just feel like in every episode she just pops up randomly for a minute or two and then we never see her again. And there's no real storyline anymore. It's not like before when she was trying to find out if the Shadowhunter world existed, which I still found a little bit pointless, but at least that had some kind of depth to it. I just feel like she's a bit pointless now, and I'd imagine she'll be dead soon. Now, I have a problem with Alec and Jace being Parabatai. In the books, they are like that. They are literally as one. They know everything about each other. Like, they know when they're lying, they know when they're telling the truth. And that's why I found it really annoying when Jace and Alec were having that conversation on the street. And Jace said that he was back from the City of Bones, and Alec just like totally believed him, and he was just like, oh cool, that's great. Like, in the book, that wouldn't have happened. Alec would have known that Jace was lying. So I just find their Parabatai bond a little bit unbelievable. The scene where Simon goes to visit Raphael and Heidi is waiting there and she has done this like romantic dinner, and you find out that she has pretended to be Raphael to get Simon to go there, and she's just like, I catfished you. She is so creepy. I absolutely hate her, which is a really, really good thing because that is spot on how Maureen was supposed to be. And Simon is such a babe magnet. Like, I'm sure he has been with more people than Jace since this began. Like every episode he is with someone new. I mean, I'm in the queue too, Simon, so hit me up. The Lightwood family dinner. This was as brilliant as I expected it to be. When Charlie said that Izzy had told her that they were jewelers and Alec just looked at him and said, she told you we were jewelers? I literally couldn't stop laughing. Again, I was loving Alec in this episode. He seems to be becoming more confident, which I absolutely love, and it's staying true to the books because once he's been with Magnus a little while, he does get all that confidence, and it is beautiful to watch. Oh my god, guys. Maris and Luke. Who knew that was going to happen? I certainly did not. If you'd have told me a season ago that Maris and Luke would be together, I would have hated it because I really didn't like Maris. She wasn't likeable at all, and obviously Luke is probably one of the most likeable characters in the show. But her little face when he walks in and she's like, Lucian. And then he says to her at the end of the conversation, oh, if you need help adjusting, I'm around. Be still my beating heart. They are adorable and I so want them to get together, and I never thought I'd be saying that, but they are so cute. There was a little mention of Will Herondale in this episode and I was like, whew. If you've read the books, you will know that Will Herondale is one of the most amazing characters ever, as is brother Zachariah. So meeting brother Zachariah and him talking about Will was just right in the fangirl feels. Back to Izzy, I feel like she's finally back to her old self. So the last few episodes, even in the last series I would say, she kind of lost all her badassness. She was nowhere near as confident, she was nowhere near as secure as she's been before, and I feel like she's finally getting herself back. She was really, really kick-ass in this episode, and I am so, so glad to see her coming back to her normal self, because that is the Izzy I know and love. And then did anyone else feel that Alec was slightly flirting with that guy in the bar? And I was just sat there like, you got a boyfriend. He's a friggin' warlock. You need to stop. And then finally they find out that Jace is the owl. Holy Magnus is finally suspecting Lilith. Well, he doesn't know that it's Lilith, but he knows that the woman that showed up and wanted the potion is the person that used it on Jace. So this is very, very exciting. And I am so excited for next week. I want to know what they all think about Jace being the owl, because that has been a long time coming, them finding that out. Overall, I thought this was a really good episode, and I'll be back next week with another discussion video if you want one. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. As always, I love to know your opinions and I love to discuss it in the comments, so leave one down below. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.